going on YouTube? This is going to be a video about Trinity, and I personally feel like she needs some light shined onto her because I only see her, from my personal experience, I only see her in Eidolon hunts and maybe Hydron because somebody just got them and they want to level her up. Trinity is my main. I love playing support role in almost any game I play, and I'm really shocked at how much I personally don't see her, and I feel like people should use her more often. Now onto the
If I may
build.
say, operator, your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha ha.
Personally, I chose this setup for Trinity because I think it is the best. It is absolutely the best, along with the other synergies that I have with one other weapon and my focus, which is Vazarin. My main goal for this build was to get as much duration as I possibly could without dropping into the negative of range. And the best way I was able to figure that out was with this complete mod setup. The reason why I wanted as much duration as possible was because of this ability specifically. Blessings. Blessings would give you a damage reduction of 50% at base. And if you put on the right strength mods, you can get it up to the cap, which is 75% damage reduction. And of course, with the ability strength mods too, it'll also go to 100% restoration, which is also the main goal behind Trinity. Like, you want to heal them back up to full as fast as possible, and that one slam of healing always does the trick. I've saved plenty of people's lives just from that one simple cast, and it's lovely. It's so satisfying to me as a support player. And the duration also helps with the link too. You get 28 seconds of link. Now, I completely understand why people don't want this much duration for Trinity, because the energy vampire pulses will go out too slow for people's liking. But the way I personally counter that is just from simply killing the enemy as fast as I possibly can once I cast that energy vampire, because it'll dish out all the energy that it was supposed to give you within those 4 blasts all at once. So it's like, as soon as you cast it, kill them, bam, you get all of that energy. Easy, quick. Now, and it was also kind of weird, like how I was having a hard time trying to figure out how to get the energy vampire to work the way I wanted it to work, because my goal was to gain back more energy than what I was draining. Like, for example, my drain is at 35, but it gives me back 40, so I'm making a 5 energy profit, which is in the ballpark of what I wanted. Now, mind you that my Umbral Intensify is not maxed out for other reasons, but if you have a maxed out Umbral Intensify, then that energy, you would end up getting back even more energy than what I'm showing you right now. Personally, I chose Combat Discipline for Trinity because she can easily heal herself with either her first ability or the 4th ability, and that is a perfect trade. That is really good. Like, literally, you're literally healing your teammates with every kill that you get, and that is absolutely lovely. And as far as the range, this was as much range as I was able to get, because I was really determined to not dip below that 25 meters of energy vampire, because when you cast this ability, you want everybody to touch that energy. Like you want them to get that energy. So I felt like range was really important for energy vampire, and I didn't want it to go lower than the base. So what I ended up doing was, because I ended up sacrificing range for duration with narrow minded, I went ahead and put stretch and cunning drift, and it got me over that 100%. Even if it's just as little as 6% above 100, that's fine to me. Like 26 meters is better than 25 meters. Personal preference mod, quick thinking, because you get energy back. So if you're on the verge of death and the enemy start taking your energy, you can cast your ability and easily get that energy back. So like it'll be like a weird loop. It'll be a really weird loop. I'm not saying it'll work as perfect as it seems on paper, but it will definitely help in the long run. And Prime Flow was also a personal preference because it ties perfectly with quick thinking. And Arcane Energize and Arcane Pulse is just even more perfect for her, especially with the new helmet system, where I went ahead and farmed another Protea, and I put Dispensary on her in exchange for her first ability. The only reason why I took away the first ability was because I feel like as a Trinity player, it was kind of dumb to me, because it's like, oh, you're on the verge of dying. Here, I'm gonna put this on this enemy and you have to shoot this enemy and save yourself. No, that is not my goal. And then plus on top of that, I can easily heal you fully, shields and all, with just a simple press of blessings. And yeah, it just, the first ability was just, in my personal opinion, just kind of dumb. I didn't really see a use in that ability. I mean, somebody else could probably teach me something about that first ability, but I personally just didn't like it. Dispensary was absolutely perfect for Trinity, in my opinion, because one, with Arcane Pulse and Arcane Energize, it works hand in hand. And then plus with the added, like, what is it? The universal ammo. That universal ammo is just an added bonus. Like, you got a person that can heal you and restore your shields and give you ammo. Come on now. And then, but anyway, back to the point. This ability works hand in hand with Arcane Energize and Arcane Pulse, which passes health onto nearby allies with a simple health pickup. And that's awesome. Same thing with Arcane Energize, except it's with energy orbs. Now, when you cast Energy Vampire, you can't give energy to other players when they're in the process of using an inefficiency type ability, like Oberon's renewal ability, for example. If Oberon is actively using his renewal ability, he will not gain energy from Energy Vampire, which is where Dispensary and Arcane Energize will come into play, because every time I would use my energy and I proc the Arcane Energize, if that Oberon, for example, was near me, he would still gain that energy. So that's still another way you could give other players energy, if that makes sense. On to my weapon, I personally went with this dagger from Red Veil because it restores shield. It restores, it gives you overshield. That's what I'm trying to say. It gives you overshield to it gives you overshield. Sorry, it gives you overshield every time you damage an enemy, and that is really great survivability for Trinity, in my opinion. And then I also turned it into a healing return build. So not only does it gives you overshield, but it's also healing you at the same exact time, which is really nice. Now, unless you got like a different healing return build that fits more your playstyle, that's perfectly fine. This is the healing return build that I decided to go with. So you can go ahead and take a look at that. I feel like personally, like all of this is completely self-explanatory. Condition overload goes really well with the status. Healing return, also status. Weeping wounds, status chance mod. Combo duration, drifting contact, status chance, all of that. I personally went with Prime Fury because I hate swinging a dagger slow. I feel like all daggers should swing this fast, but that's just personally me. You know what I mean? Come on, it's a dagger. But at the same time, that is a really big dagger. But anyway, secondary weapon. This was just personal preference. Kuva new core. And in case you're interested in my Kuva new core, this is my build for it. This is what I decided to go with. But yeah, that's just personal preference. Any secondary would do. As long as you can kill the enemy fast with the weapon, that's all that matters. Because like I said, the goal with Energy Vampire, cast it, kill him as fast as you can, and then boom, all of that energy is just going to come out at once. That's how you can completely steer off from the slow pulsations. Now, this is my primary weapon I decided to go with for Trinity. On to the focus. The reason why I chose Vazarin for the focus was simply because, one, Vazarin is my primary. Like, regardless if I'm using Trinity or not, I'm always going to use Vazarin. Like, I just love Vazarin. I love the support role. It's a really super save for anybody. But this passive ability for Vazarin increases the affinity radius. The affinity radius, the reason why you want that increased affinity radius is because the fourth ability of Trinity runs off of the affinity range. Range mods do not affect blessings at all. You cannot increase the range of blessings because if you increase the affinity radius, that it works out for blessings because they don't have to be so close to you to get affected by the blessings ability, which is why Vazarin is so good. Now, Vazarin, in my personal opinion, is just like the best survivability ever. You can literally get out of your Warframe, dash into yourself with using the protective dash, and heal yourself. And that's just with any frame. Whenever you get into a tight jam, make yourself invincible and just keep on moving. I love it. Absolutely love it. But I don't think I've forgotten anything else. Yeah, that seems about it. Thanks for watching. I really hope that this will help you shine some light on Trinity. That's how I personally decided to play with Trinity. And if you want to see me play with Trinity using this exact setup that I just shown you, that gameplay will be up. I will definitely post a Trinity build. I mean, a Trinity gameplay